Success is never an accident. It's the result of deliberate actions, repeated over time, that shape your life and your outcomes. The habits you choose to adopt or ignore are the foundation of that success. They are the small, seemingly ordinary actions that, when compounded, lead to extraordinary results. And here's the truth. Success isn't about luck or talent as much as it's about consistency. It's about showing up every day and doing the work that others aren't willing to do. But habits can be tricky, can't they? The wrong ones can hold you back, draining your time, energy, and focus. Meanwhile, the right habits can transform your life, giving you the discipline and structure you need to reach your potential. So the question is, which habits are worth your time and effort? Which habits will set you apart, keep you on track, and lead you to success? The answer is simpler than you might think. While everyone's journey is unique, there are certain habits that consistently show up in the lives of successful people. These habits aren't complicated or flashy, but they're powerful. They're the backbone of achievement, and they work because they align with the principles of discipline, growth, and long-term thinking. If you're ready to take your life to the next level, these are the habits you must adopt. They're not quick fixes or temporary strategies. They're lifelong practices that will keep you grounded, focused, and unstoppable. With each habit, you'll find yourself not just doing more, but becoming more. The first habit you must adopt to succeed is the habit of setting clear goals. Without a target, how can you hit the mark? Without direction, how can you expect to arrive where you want to be? Goals are the roadmap of success. They give you focus, purpose, and a clear sense of what you're working toward. They're not just wishes, they're commitments. Start by understanding what makes a goal effective. Saying you want to be successful or do better isn't enough. Those are just vague ideas. Real goals are specific, measurable, and time-bound. Instead of saying you want to save money, you might say that you're going to save $10,000 by the end of the year by setting aside $200 each week. Notice the difference? A clear goal provides something concrete to aim for, along with a plan to achieve it. But goals do more than give you direction. They keep you motivated. When you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, it's easier to stay focused, even when the road gets tough. Imagine you're driving across the country to visit a friend. If you know exactly where they live, you'll stay on track, even if you hit traffic or take a wrong turn. But if you don't know the address, you'll wander aimlessly, wasting time and energy. Goals work the same way. They're the destination that keeps you moving forward. Here's where most people go wrong. They set goals, but don't break them down into actionable steps. It's like staring at a mountain and thinking about how high it is, instead of focusing on the next step. The key is to chunk your goals into smaller, manageable tasks. If your goal is to write a book, don't think about the 300 pages you need to complete. Focus on writing 1 page a day. That's 365 pages in a year. More than enough for a finished manuscript. Writing your goals down is another critical part of this habit. There's something powerful about putting pen to paper. It transforms your ideas into something tangible, something you can see and refer back to. Studies have shown that people who write down their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them than those who don't. So, grab a notebook or a piece of paper and commit your goals to writing. Now, here's the thing about goals. They're not static. Life changes, and so should your goals. That doesn't mean you abandon them at the first sign of difficulty. It means you adapt as needed. Maybe your timeline shifts or your priorities evolve. That's okay. The point is to stay flexible while staying committed to the essence of what you want to achieve. Accountability is another part of this habit. Share your goals with someone you trust. When someone else knows what you're working toward, you're more likely to follow through. They can encourage you, challenge you, and hold you to the standard you've set for yourself. Lastly, celebrate your progress. Success isn't just about reaching the finish line. It's about the journey. Take time to acknowledge your milestones along the way. Each step forward is proof that you're capable, disciplined, and on the right path. Setting clear goals isn't just a habit. It's a way of life. It's the foundation of everything you'll achieve. When you know what you want and have a plan for getting there, you take control of your destiny. You stop drifting and start directing. And that, my friend, is the beginning of success. Next, the second habit you must adopt to succeed is the habit of time management. Time is your most precious resource. Unlike money, relationships, or opportunities, once time is gone, you can never get it back. Yet so many people treat their time carelessly, wasting it on things that don't matter while neglecting the actions that could change their lives. If you want to succeed, you have to master your time. This means not only using your hours wisely, but understanding where your time goes. Start by taking an honest look at your daily routines. How much of your day is spent on activities that truly align with your goals? How often do you find yourself procrastinating, getting distracted, or doing things out of habit rather than intention? Time management begins with prioritization. You can't do everything, and trying to will only lead to frustration and burnout. Instead, focus on the tasks that have the highest impact. These are the activities that move the needle, the ones that bring you closer to your goals. There's a concept known as the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle, which states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Your job is to identify that 20% and make it your priority. Once you've identified your priorities, plan your day around them. This means scheduling your most important tasks first, ideally during the times of day when your energy and focus are at their peak. For many people, this is in the morning. By tackling your high-impact tasks early, you build momentum and create a sense of accomplishment that carries through the rest of the day. But time management isn't just about planning. It's about protection. You have to guard your time like the valuable resource it is. This means learning to say no. Not every opportunity, request, or obligation deserves your attention. When you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying no to something that does. This doesn't mean you have to be selfish, but it does mean you have to be selective. Distractions are another major enemy of time management. Distractions pull you away from what matters most. Create an environment that supports focus. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Set boundaries with those around you and commit to working on one task at a time. Remember, multitasking isn't efficiency. It's a recipe for mistakes and wasted energy. Another powerful tool for time management is batching. This means grouping similar tasks together and tackling them in one focused session. Instead of checking your email throughout the day, set aside specific blocks of time to handle all your emails at once. The same goes for phone calls, meetings, or any other repetitive tasks. Batching minimizes the mental effort of switching between tasks, allowing you to work more efficiently. Reflecting on how you spend your time is critical. At the end of each day or week, take a moment to evaluate your productivity. What worked well? Where did you waste time? What can you do differently next time? This habit of reflection allows you to continuously improve, fine-tuning your approach to make the most of every hour. Finally, remember that time management isn't about squeezing every second out of your day. It's about making time for what matters most, including rest and rejuvenation. Success isn't sustainable without balance. Give yourself permission to step back, recharge, and enjoy the fruits of your labor. When you master time management, you gain control over your life. You stop reacting to the demands of the day and start directing your energy toward your goals. It's a habit that transforms chaos into clarity and turns good intentions into real results. Okay, the third habit that you must adopt to succeed is the habit of continuous learning. You can't stop. Success doesn't just require action, it demands growth. And growth is only possible when you commit to learning, not just occasionally, but as a way of life. Think about this. The world is constantly changing. Industries evolve, markets shift, and new challenges emerge. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. The most successful people in any field understand this. They know that what got them here won't get them there. They're always seeking new knowledge, new skills, and new perspectives to stay ahead. Continuous learning begins with curiosity. It's about being genuinely interested in the world around you and asking questions. How does this work? Why is that important? What can I do to improve? This mindset of curiosity is what keeps you sharp and open to new ideas. Reading is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to cultivate this habit. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time, spends hours each day reading. He says it's one of the most valuable investments you can make in yourself. But learning isn't just about consuming information. It's about applying it. All the knowledge in the world is useless if it stays in your head. The key is to take what you learn and put it into action. If you read about a new strategy, try it out. If you learn about a skill, practice it. The act of doing is what turns knowledge into wisdom. And you got to get some feedback. No matter how skilled or knowledgeable you become, there's always room for improvement. Feedback helps you see blind spots and uncover areas where you can grow. It's not always easy to hear, but it's one of the most valuable tools for learning. Surrounding yourself with people who challenge you is another way to foster growth. They say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to grow, spend time with people who inspire you, who push you to think differently, and who encourage you to strive for more. Learning doesn't have to be formal. While courses and certifications have their place, some of the best lessons come from real-world experiences. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone, try something new, or take on a challenge you've never faced before. These moments of trial and error are often where the deepest learning happens. And here's an important point. Learning isn't just about your career or professional goals. Personal growth is just as important. These lessons enrich your life and make you a more well-rounded person. One way to stay committed to learning is to set learning goals. Whatever it is, make it specific and track your progress. Just like any other goal, having a plan keeps you accountable and focused. Finally, make time for reflection. Learning isn't just about acquiring new information. It's about understanding what it means for you. Take time to think about what you've learned, how it applies to your life, and what changes you need to make as a result. Reflection turns learning into transformation. The habit of continuous learning is a game changer. It keeps you adaptable, relevant, and constantly improving. It's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being the one who's always willing to grow. When you commit to learning, you commit to your future. Next, the fourth habit you must adopt to succeed is the habit of taking consistent action. Knowledge is powerful, but it's action that gets results. You can have the best ideas, the most detailed plans, and the strongest intentions. But if you don't take action, nothing happens. Consistent, purposeful action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Success isn't about occasional bursts of effort. It's about what you do day in and day out. Consistency is the secret ingredient that most people overlook. It's not flashy or glamorous, but it's incredibly effective. Think of a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble. Each strike of the hammer seems small, but over time, those small actions create something extraordinary. Your life works the same way. The first step to building the habit of consistent action is to start small. Many people fail to take action because they set the bar too high. They think they need to do everything at once, and when they can't, they give up entirely. But big changes come from small steps. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire life, focus on making one small improvement each day. Those small improvements compound over time, leading to big results. Another key to consistent action is planning. When you know exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it, there's less room for procrastination or confusion. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to plan your top priorities for the next day. Write them down so you wake up with a clear sense of direction. Consistency requires discipline. There will be days when you don't feel like taking action. Those are the moments that test your commitment. Success isn't about doing the work when it's easy. It's about doing the work even when it's hard. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. One way to stay consistent is to track your progress. When you can see how far you've come, it's easier to stay motivated. Find a system that works for you. Celebrate each step forward, no matter how small it seems. Progress is progress, and it deserves to be acknowledged. It's important to focus on the process, not just the outcome. Many people get discouraged because they're so fixated on the end result that they overlook the value of the journey. Every action you take, every step forward is building momentum. Trust the process and understand that the results will come if you stay consistent. Avoid the trap of perfectionism. Some people hesitate to take action because they're afraid of making mistakes or not doing things perfectly. But perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. It's better to take imperfect action than to do nothing at all. Remember, you can always refine and improve as you go. Finally, understand that consistency doesn't mean rigidity. Life happens, and sometimes you'll need to adjust your plans. That's okay. The key is to get back on track as quickly as possible. A missed day or a setback doesn't erase your progress. What matters is your ability to keep moving forward. The habit of taking consistent action is what separates dreamers from achievers. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that your efforts will pay off. With consistency, even the biggest goals become achievable. Next, the fifth habit you must adopt to succeed is the habit of embracing discipline. Discipline is the backbone of all achievement. It's what keeps you on track when motivation fades and distractions appear. Discipline isn't about punishment or rigidity. It's about making choices that align with your goals and values, even when it's hard. At its core, discipline is about doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Feelings are fleeting. They come and go, but discipline is steady. It's the habit that ensures you keep your commitments, follow through on your plans, and stay consistent in your efforts. To build discipline, start by clarifying your why. Why do your goals matter to you? Why are you willing to put in the effort? When your reasons are clear and compelling, they provide the fuel you need to stay disciplined. It's not just about the action, it's about the purpose behind it. Next, create routines that support your goals. Routines remove the need for constant decision-making, making it easier to stay on track. If you're trying to exercise regularly, set a specific time each day for your workouts. When it becomes part of your routine, you're less likely to skip it. Discipline requires focus. One of the biggest challenges to discipline is distraction. Distractions pull you away from what matters. Protect your focus by creating an environment that minimizes distractions and helps you stay engaged with your priorities. Another key to discipline is accountability. When you know someone is counting on you, whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a coach, you're more likely to stay disciplined. Accountability adds a layer of responsibility that keeps you honest with yourself and your goals. It's important to build discipline gradually. Trying to overhaul your habits overnight can lead to burnout. Instead, focus on one area of discipline at a time. As you strengthen your discipline in one area, it will naturally spill over into other parts of your life. Rewards can play a role in building discipline. When you follow through on your commitments, reward yourself. It doesn't have to be extravagant. Something as simple as taking a break, enjoying a favorite treat, or celebrating a small victory can reinforce the habit of discipline. But what happens when you slip up? Because let's face it, no one is perfect. Discipline isn't about never making mistakes. It's about how you respond to them. When you falter, don't beat yourself up or give up entirely. Acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, and recommit to your goals. Discipline isn't destroyed by a single misstep. It's built by how you recover. One of the most powerful aspects of discipline is the way it builds confidence. Every time you follow through on your commitments, you prove to yourself that you're capable. You strengthen your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. Over time, this creates a positive cycle. Discipline leads to results. Results build confidence, and confidence reinforces discipline. Ultimately, discipline is about freedom. It might sound counterintuitive, but the more disciplined you are, the more control you have over your life. Discipline allows you to say no to distractions and yes to your dreams. It empowers you to break free from bad habits and replace them with ones that serve you. It's not about restriction. It's about creating the structure that leads to success. When you embrace discipline, you stop relying on fleeting motivation and start relying on yourself. It's the habit that turns intentions into action, plans into progress, and dreams into reality. Next, the sixth habit you must adopt to succeed is the habit of taking ownership. Ownership is the mindset that says you are responsible for your life. It's the understanding that your choices, actions, and attitudes determine your outcomes. While external circumstances can influence your path, it's your response to those circumstances that shapes your success. Many people fall into the trap of blaming others or their environment for their lack of progress. They say they don't have the right opportunities. It's not their fault, or things would be different if only. But blame is a dead end. It doesn't solve problems. It only reinforces them. Ownership, on the other hand, is empowering. Taking ownership means taking control. Taking ownership starts with acknowledging your role in your current situation. Where are you succeeding and where are you falling short? Instead of focusing on what others have or haven't done, focus on what you can do differently. Ownership is about concentrating on what's within your control, your actions, your attitude, and your mindset. This habit involves letting go of excuses. Excuses might make you feel better in the short term, but they do nothing to move you forward. When you catch yourself making excuses, challenge them. Instead of saying you can't, ask yourself how you can. Instead of saying it's not fair, ask yourself what you can do about it. Shifting your language shifts your perspective, and that's where progress begins. Another important part of ownership is embracing responsibility. This doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. It means recognizing that you have the power to influence the outcome. If a project fails at work, instead of pointing fingers, ask yourself, what could I have done better? If your finances aren't where you want them to be, look at your spending and saving habits. Responsibility isn't about guilt, it's about growth. Ownership requires honesty. Be willing to take a hard look at your life and identify where you've been holding yourself back. Are there bad habits you need to break? Are there opportunities you've been avoiding out of fear? Honesty can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary for change. When you take ownership, you also take ownership of your successes. Too often, people downplay their achievements, attributing them to luck or external factors. But recognizing your role in your wins is just as important as acknowledging your role in your challenges. When you own your successes, you build confidence and reinforce the habits that led to them. Ownership isn't just about individual responsibility. It's about how you show up for others. In your relationships, your work, and your community, ownership means taking initiative and being reliable. It's about following through on your commitments and being someone others can count on. One of the most powerful aspects of ownership is that it shifts your focus from problems to solutions. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, you start asking, what's next? Ownership turns obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. Finally, remember that ownership is a habit, not a one-time decision. It's something you practice every day in every situation. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. When you take ownership of your life, you stop waiting for someone else to save you, fix things, or give you permission to succeed. You realize that the power has been in your hands all along. Taking ownership is one of the most liberating habits you can develop. It puts you in the driver's seat of your life, giving you the clarity, confidence, and control to create the future you want. Ownership isn't just a habit. It's a declaration. You are responsible for your success. Okay. The seventh habit you must adopt to succeed is the habit of building meaningful relationships. Success is rarely a solo journey. It's the people around you, those who influence your growth, support your efforts, and inspire you to keep pushing forward, that make the difference. Building and nurturing meaningful relationships is not just a nice to have. It's essential for long-term success. Start by recognizing the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, who are you spending your time with? Are they people who uplift you, challenge you, and encourage you to be your best? Or are they people who drain your energy and pull you away from your goals? Building meaningful relationships begins with intentionality. Seek out people who share your values, who are committed to growth, and who bring out the best in you. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone else out of your life, but it does mean prioritizing relationships that align with your vision for success. Once you've identified the people you want to invest in, focus on quality over quantity. It's better to have a few deep, meaningful connections than a large network of shallow ones. Meaningful relationships are built on trust, respect, and mutual support. They're not about what you can get from someone, but about what you can give. Listening is one of the most underrated skills in building strong relationships. When you truly listen to someone without interrupting, judging, or thinking about what you'll say next, you show them that they matter. Listening creates understanding, and understanding strengthens connection. Another key to meaningful relationships is authenticity. Be yourself and let others see the real you, flaws and all. Pretending to be someone you're not might create surface-level relationships, but it won't lead to the deep, lasting connections that truly matter. Authenticity invites others to be authentic too, creating a foundation of trust and respect. Empathy is equally important. The ability to understand and share the feelings of others is what makes relationships meaningful. When someone is struggling, offer your support. When they're celebrating, share in their joy. Empathy creates a bond that goes beyond words. It shows that you care. Don't underestimate the power of generosity in relationships. Give your time, your attention, and your help without expecting anything in return. Generosity strengthens the bonds of trust and goodwill. And here's the thing. The more you give, the more you receive. Relationships thrive on reciprocity, and your willingness to give often inspires others to do the same. Meaningful relationships require effort and consistency. Just like a plant needs regular watering to grow, relationships need regular attention to flourish. Make time for the people who matter to you. Check in with them, celebrate their milestones, and be there during their challenges. Consistency builds connection and shows that you value the relationship. It's important to set boundaries in your relationships. Not every connection will be healthy or beneficial. If someone consistently drains your energy, disrespects your boundaries, or brings negativity into your life, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship. Setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about protecting your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Finally, remember that meaningful relationships are a two-way street. Success isn't just about who can help you. It's about who you can help. Be the kind of person who inspires, uplifts, and supports others. When you contribute to someone else's success, you create a ripple effect that benefits everyone involved. The habit of building meaningful relationships is about more than just networking or socializing. It's about creating a circle of trust, support, and inspiration. These connections will not only help you achieve your goals, but will also enrich your life in ways that go far beyond success. Next, the eighth habit you must adopt to succeed is the habit of cultivating resilience. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and unexpected twists. No matter how carefully you plan or how hard you work, there will be moments when things don't go your way. The key to success is not avoiding failure, but learning how to bounce back stronger. Resilience starts with perspective. When you face a setback, it's easy to get caught up in the emotions of the moment: frustration, disappointment, or even fear. But resilience requires you to step back and see the bigger picture. Ask yourself what you can learn from this. How can this experience make you better? Viewing challenges as opportunities for growth shifts your focus from what went wrong to what you can do next. Another cornerstone of resilience is emotional regulation. It's natural to feel upset when things don't go as planned, but letting those emotions control your actions can make the situation worse. Resilience doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It means acknowledging them and then choosing how to respond. Take a deep breath, calm your mind, and approach the situation with clarity and purpose. Resilient people understand that setbacks are temporary. Just because you've failed doesn't mean you're a failure. It's a moment, not a permanent state. When you adopt this mindset, you stop letting temporary challenges define you. Instead, you see them as part of the journey, a necessary step on the road to success. Building resilience requires self-belief. When things go wrong, it's easy to doubt yourself. But resilience is about trusting that you have the strength, skills, and determination to overcome whatever comes your way. Remind yourself of the challenges you faced in the past and how you overcame them. Let those experiences be proof of your ability to persevere. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you can develop. Start by practicing small acts of perseverance. Push yourself to complete a task even when it's difficult. Take on challenges that stretch your abilities. Each time you push through discomfort, you build your resilience muscle, making it easier to handle bigger challenges in the future. Another important aspect of resilience is maintaining a strong support system. When you're facing a tough time, having people who believe in you can make all the difference. Lean on the people who remind you of your strength and potential. Resilience doesn't mean going it alone. It means knowing when to ask for help. Resilience is about adaptability. Life rarely goes according to plan, and the ability to adjust is crucial. When something doesn't work out, ask yourself, what's my next move? Resilient people don't cling to a single path. They stay open to new possibilities and are willing to pivot when needed. Taking care of yourself physically and mentally is another way to build resilience. It's hard to bounce back from challenges when you're running on empty. Prioritize rest, exercise, and activities that recharge your energy. A strong body and mind are your foundation for navigating life's ups and downs. Finally, resilience is about maintaining hope. No matter how tough things get, believe that better days are ahead. Hope isn't about ignoring reality. It's about trusting that you have the power to create a brighter future. Resilient people keep their eyes on the horizon, moving forward one step at a time. When you cultivate resilience, you develop the ability to face life's challenges with strength and grace. You stop fearing failure because you know you can recover from it. Resilience turns setbacks into stepping stones, transforming obstacles into opportunities. It's the habit that keeps you moving forward, no matter what comes your way. Next, the ninth habit you must adopt to succeed is the habit of being grateful. At first, being grateful might not seem directly related to success. After all, success often brings to mind ambition, hard work, and achieving goals. But being grateful is the foundation that keeps you grounded, focused, and motivated throughout the journey. It's the habit that helps you find meaning and fulfillment in what you're doing, even as you strive for more. Being grateful begins with awareness. It's about noticing the good things in your life, no matter how small they might seem. When you take the time to acknowledge these things, you shift your focus away from what's missing and toward what's already present. This shift in focus is powerful. Being grateful changes your perspective, helping you approach challenges with a sense of possibility rather than lack. Instead of thinking about how far you have to go, start thinking about how far you've already come. Instead of feeling frustrated by obstacles, start seeing them as opportunities to grow and improve. Being grateful cultivates resilience. When you're able to find things to be thankful for, even in difficult situations, you build the mental and emotional strength to keep going. Being grateful reminds you that setbacks are temporary and that there's always something to appreciate, no matter how tough things get. One of the best ways to build the habit of being grateful is to create a daily practice. This could be as simple as writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning, or taking a moment each night to reflect on the positive moments of your day. The act of writing forces clarity and helps you internalize those feelings of gratitude. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, helping you maintain a positive mindset even during challenging times. Being grateful isn't just about what's going well. It's about finding value in the lessons life teaches you. Even your struggles and failures have something to offer if you're willing to look for it. When you're grateful, you start to see every experience, good or bad, as part of your journey. Another way to practice being grateful is to express it. Take the time to thank the people in your life who have supported, inspired, or encouraged you. A heartfelt thank you note, a kind word, or even a simple acknowledgement can go a long way in strengthening your relationships and spreading positivity. When you share your gratitude with others, you create a ripple effect that benefits everyone involved. Being grateful helps you stay present. In the pursuit of success, it's easy to get caught up in what's next, always chasing the next milestone, the next achievement, the next goal. While ambition is important, it's equally important to appreciate where you are right now. Being grateful anchors you in the present moment, reminding you to enjoy the process and celebrate your progress. But being grateful isn't just about feelings, it's about action. When you're grateful for something, show it through your actions. If you're grateful for an opportunity, make the most of it. If you're grateful for your skills and talents, use them to make a difference. Being grateful in action is one of the most powerful ways to create success. Finally, being grateful keeps you humble. It reminds you that success isn't achieved in isolation. It's the result of many factors, including the support of others, the lessons you've learned, and the opportunities you've been given. Being grateful keeps you grounded, helping you approach life with a sense of appreciation rather than entitlement. When you're grateful, you create a foundation of positivity, resilience, and fulfillment. You stop chasing success for the sake of it and start finding joy in the journey. Being grateful doesn't just make you a better person, it makes you a better leader, a better decision maker, and a better achiever. It's a habit that enriches every aspect of your life. Okay, the 10th habit you must adopt to succeed is the habit of staying consistent with self-reflection. Reflection is the process of looking inward, evaluating your actions, and gaining clarity about your goals and progress. It's how you stay connected to your vision, learn from your experiences, and ensure that you're on the right path. Success is not just about doing. It's about understanding why you're doing what you're doing. Self-reflection allows you to align your actions with your values and priorities. It helps you pause, step back, and ask important questions. Am I moving in the right direction? Are my efforts producing the results I want? What adjustments do I need to make? Without reflection, it's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life and lose sight of what truly matters. The habit of self-reflection starts with creating space for it. This doesn't mean you have to spend hours in deep contemplation every day, but it does mean setting aside regular time to check in with yourself. This could be a few minutes at the end of each day, a weekly review, or a monthly deep dive into your goals and progress. The key is consistency. When you reflect, be honest with yourself. Self-reflection isn't about judgment or criticism. It's about awareness and growth. Take a clear-eyed look at your successes and your challenges. Celebrate what's working and take responsibility for what isn't. Ask yourself what you can learn from this and how you can do better. The goal is not perfection, but progress. Journaling is one of the most effective tools for self-reflection. Writing down your thoughts forces you to organize and clarify them. Writing down your thoughts forces you to organize and clarify them. It creates a record of your journey that you can look back on to see how far you've come. You don't need to write pages and pages. Sometimes a few simple prompts are enough. What went well today? What didn't? What will I do differently tomorrow? Self-reflection helps you identify patterns. When you take the time to review your actions and outcomes, you start to see what's working and what's not. Recognizing these patterns allows you to make informed decisions and create strategies for improvement. Another powerful aspect of self-reflection is reconnecting with your why. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to forget why you started pursuing a goal in the first place. Reflection helps you revisit your purpose, reigniting your motivation, and keeping you aligned with your vision. Self-reflection isn't just about looking backward, it's about looking forward. Use your insights to plan your next steps. What actions will you take to build on your progress? What changes will you make to overcome challenges? Reflection without action is incomplete. The purpose of self-reflection is to guide your future choices and ensure that you're continually moving closer to your goals. It's important to approach self-reflection with an open mind. Sometimes you'll uncover uncomfortable truths about yourself, habits you need to break, attitudes you need to change, or areas where you've fallen short. But these truths are opportunities for growth, not reasons for self-doubt. Embrace them as part of the process. Self-reflection is also a time to acknowledge your progress. Too often we focus on what we haven't achieved and forget to celebrate how far we've come. Take a moment to recognize your wins, no matter how small they may seem. Being grateful for your progress fuels your motivation and reminds you that you're capable of achieving even more. Finally, make self-reflection a habit, not a one-time activity. Success is a journey, and self-reflection is your compass. The more consistently you reflect, the more clearly you'll see your path, and the better equipped you'll be to navigate it. When you cultivate the habit of self-reflection, you give yourself the gift of clarity, direction, and growth. You stop operating on autopilot and start living with intention. Self-reflection is how you learn from your past, act in the present, and create your future. It's a habit that ensures your efforts are not just productive, but purposeful. Success is not a matter of chance. It's the result of consistent effort, deliberate choices, and habits that align with your goals. These 10 habits are not quick fixes or one-time actions. They're principles to live by, practices that shape your mindset, your actions, and ultimately your outcomes. When you set clear goals, you give yourself direction. When you manage your time wisely, you maximize your potential. Continuous learning keeps you growing, while consistent action turns ideas into achievements. Discipline anchors your efforts. Ownership puts you in control, and meaningful relationships provide the support and inspiration you need. Resilience ensures you bounce back from challenges. Being grateful keeps you grounded, and self-reflection helps you stay aligned with your vision. But here's the most important part. None of these habits will work unless you commit to them. Success doesn't come from knowing what to do. It comes from doing it. Start small. Pick one habit to focus on and build it into your daily life. Once it becomes second nature, add another. Success isn't about perfection. It's about progress. The journey to success is not a sprint. It's a marathon. There will be days when it feels easy and days when it feels hard. But if you stay consistent, if you stay committed, you will see the results. These habits are the tools that will help you stay on track, overcome obstacles, and create a life of purpose and fulfillment. The power to succeed is already within you. The question is, will you use it? Start today. Start now. Because every small step you take brings you closer to the life you want to create.